Hi there, I'm Rosslyn, and welcome to episode 4, which is chapter 4 of my series where I will do a full playthrough, more than one probably, of Knightmare, the Dragon's Lair, by Dave Morris. Oh, let me see, in fact, who did the illustrations, because I forgot to say that before too. Oh, they're just copyright to Arcadia with a K. Is that an artist's name? I do not know. That is who did the illustrations, though. Chapter 4 is called Given No Choice, and we see one of those smashed eggs that we just heard about in the last episode. So, given no choice. That was the end of the feasting. Warriors sat in huddles along the benches, muttering their opinions in low, sober voices. Among the older men, the talk was no doubt about the true meaning of such portents. Younger warriors, keen to see battle, excitedly weighed up their chances of being chosen for Osric's warband. William took himself off to a corner of the hall where he could converse with Faye without being overheard. Oh, I think I'll just keep them being Scottish. Seems to be working out okay. Well, I've delivered your message, whatever it was supposed to be about. Now, I'd like to get back home if it's all the same to you. Faye shrugged. It is all the same to me, but I haven't the first idea how to go about it. Treguard told me that when the chance came, I'd know it at once. William was shocked. Your uncle sent you off on this adventure and he didn't even tell you how to get back? That's his way, Faye said. Believe me, he's right most of the time. We'll get back. But when? William demanded. My mother's in hospital, you know. I didn't again, said Faye. What's wrong? High blood pressure and the baby's due any day. William had not really intended to tell her that, but the words came spilling out. I ought to be at home. You didn't seem to be in any hurry when you were walking at the pond. That took all the wind out of William's sails. He stood with his mouth half open, lost for words. The trouble was, Faye was right. William, an only child, had not welcomed the news of a new addition to the family. He had even once let his thoughts stray onto the notion that his mother's high blood pressure might... He didn't even finish the thought, but it had left him plunged in guilt for days. And after trying to avoid even thinking about the matter, here he was using it as an excuse to try and get his own way. He turned away, not wanting to look Faye in the eyes. Prince Osric was standing right behind him. William took a step back in surprise. You, bard, said Osric loftily. Your name is Will? William, insisted William. Osric narrowed his gaze. Faye said, I don't think you should answer back to a prince like that. But the breach in etiquette was soon forgotten. Osric had more important things on his mind. You have this gift of second sight, I'm told, Will. Get the ostler to saddle you a horse. We're setting out at dawn. We? What? Setting out where? Osric had already turned away to consult with his lieutenants, and paid no more attention to William. William gave a forlorn wail and said, I canna ride a horse. I'll deal with that, said Faye. Trust me. William looked at her. He didn't know whether to laugh or burst into tears. Trust you, he gasped. You're the one who got me into this whole thing. They took a light breakfast in the grey light of dawn. William stood in the doorway of the hall with a crust of buttered bread in his hands and watched the horses stamping on the icy ground outside. They looked rather bigger than any horse he had ever seen and had a distinct air of haughty ill temper. Faye's reassurances did nothing to cheer him up. "What do you ken about this Caedmon character?" he asked her. "Little more than you. He was once the king's friend, but he was obviously well read, since he knew the power inherent in dragon's dust." "I must have missed that game," said William sarcastically. "What is it? You collect the pinches of dragon dust and that gives you more zap?" Faye laughed. "Sorta, yeah. All sorcerers ken the secret. Dragons must die for magic to live. Every spell needs a little the powdered shell from a dragon's egg. An unhatched egg." Right, I'm beginning to get the picture. So years and years ago, Caedmon took 50 pinches of broken egg shell, and that got him started on his career as a wizard. Now he's back for mayor. Faye nodded. "And that means that he'll have to slay Talionis the dragon, because she certainly won't stand by while he shatters the egg of her unhatched offspring." The others of the warband had finished their breakfast. Osric led them out into the keep. Snow had been swept clear of the ground, but lay in deep banks against the wooden palisade. The sky was colourless, with the threat of more snow to come. They mounted. William stood beside his horse. It watched him sidelong, as though daring him to climb into the saddle, while scraping at the ground with its hoof. "I'll probably break my neck now," he said, trying to sound flippant. He felt weak. Faye stepped past him and stroked her hand down the horse's shoulder. It quietened at once. "You see," said Faye, "the people here cannae see me, but animals can sense something." To the men of the warband, it seemed as though William's whispered words had somehow calmed the horse down. "You have other gifts besides the second sight, I see, Will," cried Osric. "I'm sure it'll be handy having you along." William climbed into the saddle, but made no attempt to guide his horse towards the gate. He left that to Faye. As they rode out of the castle, Osric turned and raised his arm to where King Ethelred stood watching. The gesture was half a wave, half a salute. "Farewell, father," he said. "I'll return victorious, or not at all." In the bright glare of the morning, the snow was almost dazzling. William squinted and cast a glance along the band of warriors riding under Osric's command. We get a brilliant full-page picture before I turn the page, though. Look at that. So that's my gang now. Looking along the line of warriors riding under Osric's command. There were 10 of them. Are there 10 there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, about 10, right enough. All right, there were 10 of them. Mostly young, like the prince himself. None had bothered to tell William his name. "There's just the one wizard," Faye reminded him. "On his ain he could be sure of the dragon's death, but he won't be reckoning on a fully armed warband as well." William gave no answer. He was brooding on another thought, one which he would have dismissed as superstitious nonsense only a day before. It had just occurred to him that Osric had put together a war band that he believed comprised 12 people. Except Osric did not know that Faye was with them as well. He had unwittingly chosen to ride in a group of 13. Da-da-da-dun. What a cliffhanger. Well, that's the end of chapter 4. I've enjoyed reading that. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'm going to say toodaloo the new. I hope to see you for chapter 5, coming soon to my channel. Oh yes, bye-bye.